Hello. So I've received a lot of responses from people saying they wanted to know more about my aquaponics system. Well, I hate to tell everybody, but I took the whole thing apart because I moved and that grow table was just way too big. So I downgraded and changed the system a bit, got rid of the surge because it was so noisy. So instead of a 20-gallon, we have a 10-gallon. You can see right down here with our zebra and leopard danios swimming around. So far we've only had, I think, one death. I mean, they were doing really, really well. Their ammonia and nitrite levels are pretty much nil. It's great. And what I have in this tank is a timer, the pump set on a timer instead of putting it on a surge. It only goes on twice a day for a full hour each time. And just to make sure that, no ammonia gets built up in the tank throughout the day, I have a little sponge filter inside the tank, which provides surface area for the bacteria to grow on, and I have a nice air stone in there to circulate the water when the pump's not running. So if you look over here, you can see the pump, which I have short-circuited because it was way too strong to pump so much water up to the grow bed area. So most of the water is actually just let out of that valve over there, and that valve helps me control the amount of water that I have flowing up into this little bucket here. So this bucket, it has, I don't know if I can lift it so easily, but anyways, if you can look in there, you see how there's holes, and there's holes like that all the way down also on the bottom of it, and it goes till about here. It's filled with hydrogen. So when the water's pumped up into here, it just drains through the hydrogen, providing all the nutrients to this plant, and it flows right back into the fish tank via this bulkhead here and this nice dirty hose. So you can see that our spearmint here that we're growing is really, really straggly, and I think I would attribute that to two things. Firstly, this grow light is not the best light, and it's quite far. It was just with the whole setup, it was hard to bring it closer to the light. And secondly, I have a feeling there are some nutrients lacking in the water. So the second part that I wanted to tell you was that we did an experiment with seeds planted at the same time. We took two different plants and transplanted them into different systems. So this one here is purely hydroponic, and it's the same bucket, like the little top hat that I showed you before, and it goes down to this place right here. And there's an air stone on the bottom, aerating the water. And as you can see, the nana, or spearmint as it's called in English, is growing a lot better than the one in the aquaponics system. And if you look here, this is the fertilizer that I used. And here are the nutrient contents. So now we'll take a quick walk outside and show you the last spearmint that I planted. It's growing best out of all of them. The leaves are the biggest and the stems are the thickest, and it just looks really, really good overall. And this one is just the traditional way of planting in soil, exposed to natural sunlight. So I guess we'll check back in a few months or so and tell you guys how everything's coming along.